If I had to choose only one type of edible fruit-producing plants to grow in my garden, I think it would definitely be blueberries. There are a number of reasons why I'd pick blueberries. First reason is I just love the way they taste. The berries are great fresh from the plant in breakfast cereal, pancakes, but I think my favorite are blueberry muffins. I think they're just so delicious. Another really good reason to plant blueberries is that they're so important to the health of our bodies. I think a lot of people don't realize just how good for us blueberries are. In 1999, the U.S. Department of Agriculture did a study where they ranked the top 40 antioxidant-containing foods that we can eat. And at the top of the list were blueberries. They contain just an incredible amount of antioxidants. And antioxidants help combat oxidative stress in our bodies. The free radicals that are produced in our bodies attack our cells and they can damage our DNA. But the antioxidants help neutralize those effects. And the oxidative stress is also just a natural component of getting older. It's a process of aging. We just get that oxidative stress in our bodies. The oxidative stress also comes about by certain ailments such as cancer or heart disease. So the more antioxidants that we put into our bodies, the better off we're going to be. There was also a study done with rats where they fed the rats a diet of blueberry extract, and they actually regained some of their age-related loss of balance and loss of short-term memory. So it could be that eating blueberries will help keep us younger. It may be that blueberries can actually slow down or reverse the aging process. That'd be wonderful if that turns out to be true. Well, another good reason to grow blueberries is they're a nice ornamental plant to have in our landscape. They have showy little white bell-shaped flowers in the springtime. I think the foliage in the growing season is attractive. It's kind of a unique blue-green color. And then in the fall, they have a brilliant red fall foliage display. There are three types of blueberries. There are the low-bush blueberries that are native to Canada and the New England states, but they don't perform that well in the South. We also have the rabbit-eye blueberries that are native to southeastern United States, but some folks say they don't taste as sweet. The type of blueberries that we have right here, the type that are most widely planted, are the high-bush blueberries. This is a particular one called Blueberry that's done really well for us here at our studio garden. And the high-bush blueberries are the best ones to grow in Oklahoma. They perform the best here. Well, blueberries are in the same family as azaleas and rhododendrons, so as you can imagine, they're going to require an acidic soil or one with a very low pH. In fact, blueberries perform best in a soil with a pH of about 4.5 to 5.5. So they're going to be pretty hard for you folks out in the Panhandle and western Oklahoma to grow. But with all these attributes, I think they're well worth trying. Now, you can lower the pH of your soil by adding sulfur. And if you take a look at the graph on your screen, you can see just how much sulfur you need to add to your soil to lower the pH 1 unit. The sandier the soil you have, the less sulfur that you're going to have to add. Now, the sulfur has to be incorporated or tilled into the soil in order for it to work, and it's going to take a few years also before you start seeing those changes in pH develop. Blueberries in their native habitats grow in areas with quite a bit of rainfall, and they grow on hillsides. So they need a lot of moisture, but they also need a well-drained soil. So it's a good idea to grow them in a raised bed. It's a good idea to add a lot of composted organic matter to the planting site. Here in our blueberry patch, we've kind of got the soil kind of bermed up to kind of give a raised area, and we give them plenty of moisture, especially when they're setting fruit. Blueberries also need a spot in full sun, and in the western part of Oklahoma, it's a good idea to keep them out of the hot southwestern winds. And when it comes to pruning your blueberries, this can be done in late winter or early spring, and you just thin out the older canes and let the plants rejuvenate. So if I haven't talked you into trying to grow some blueberries in your own garden, maybe I've at least convinced you to eat a few more.